What up? This is Finance, Fitness, and Folk. Channel we discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So today's episode, I'm going to discuss why you should use gig jobs in order to increase your income. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribe to the channel. I'm there to keep pushing these videos out, give you leverage to better yourselves. So excuse me being out of breath. I actually worked out pretty hard this morning. It's like mid-40s, but I really pushed myself to the limit this morning. Y'all excuse me if I stumble over my words a little bit, because I said before that I had a speech impediment when I was younger. Excuse me. And over time it's gotten a whole lot better. But I know you can probably notice in some of my videos, sometimes I would slur my speech. Sometimes I can have a lisp to my words, and that's from my speech impediment that I was born with. But besides all that, I still come up here and get on this channel, not scared to stumble over words and everything, because the thing is that information that I'm putting out means more than me stumbling over words, right? So I'm gonna keep putting these videos out, give you leverage, you better yourselves. So let's get into it. So why do I say that you should use gig jobs in order to increase your income? I made a video yesterday in real time that you should increase your income, not your credit, right? So go back and watch that video. It's not a part 2, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that particular topic, right? So once again, like I said yesterday, increase your income is going to be your best bet in order to get yourself out of your rut, to get yourself out of debt, versus you trying to fix your credit, being aggressive with trying to fix your credit, and then going back and trying to try to make additional income, because you're gonna need additional income in order for you to increase your credit. You have to pay bills off, right? So one of the ways you can actually do that is to take on gig jobs. There's a guy that I follow on YouTube. His name is Sean in Town. I want to say his name is spelled S-H-A-W-N, Sean in Town. So go ahead and follow him. It seems like he's more of like a guru to this stuff when it comes to gig apps, gig jobs, just entrepreneurship as a whole. Tell them Finance, Fitness, and Folks, right? So follow him. He'll be able to elaborate a lot more than what I can when it comes to gig jobs. He has a whole bunch of videos that explains these things in detail. How you can aggressively attack those gig jobs in order to build wealth, in order to increase your income. So like I said, go and follow him. But I'm going to give you a couple examples as to what you can do on gig jobs in order for you to build wealth, right? Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows and has heard of Uber and Lyft. So of course, those are driving apps. I'm not exactly sure what the qualifications are when it comes to those apps. So do your own research, please. Just like I said on my disclaimer on my page, I always make sure that I'm not talking about these things from an expert point of view. I'm just giving you ideas and trying to get the wheel spinning to help yourself, right? So do your own research when it comes to qualifications. I'm pretty sure you have to have somewhat of a good or decent driving record, because I'm pretty sure they don't want somebody that has multiple offenses on their driving record to drive for them. And of course, they're going to pretty much take down your driver's license so they can look at your record that way, right? I want to say most of the driving apps require you to be 21, but do your own research. Just make sure that that's the case. And some of the apps, they will pay you on the app, or you have to have a third-party app for them to drop money into that particular app, and then you pull the money from that point. But anyways, Uber and Lyft, driving apps. You can do these things on your own time, right? And what I mean by gig jobs, I mean by like side jobs. Keep your day job, right? But use these gig jobs in order for you to increase your income, get income that you don't have from your normal job, right? So myself, I've used Uber Eats and I've used Walmart Spark, meaning that I have driven for them before. And excuse me, they're not bad apps, right? Uber Eats seems like it caters more to I don't want to say high-end people, but and it's crazy because it seems like some of these apps, especially the food apps, it seems like they cater to certain demographics. And what I mean by that is that Uber Eats, from what I can tell, does not deliver to impoverished areas when it comes to I don't know, and I'm not saying anything bad about impoverished areas. I was raised in the projects, right? But I'm just speaking facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't seem like Uber Eats will deliver to projects, low income areas. It just doesn't. Anytime I use Uber Eats, I've driven into suburban areas, and then I've driven into some mansions to deliver food. Not even kidding. I'm talking about a house that was so big it had 20 rooms to it, like 7 bathrooms. It sat on like 8 acres of land, and it was in the community, meaning that it wasn't by itself. You actually had to go through some gate guard in order to get to this particular area, right? And it just seemed like some of these apps will cater to those demographics. But anyways, so I've done that. They pay pretty well. Of course, Uber Eats is going to take their own little cut. And then I've driven for Walmart Spark. It seems like Walmart Spark actually pays out the most out of most of these food apps. But do your own research, once again, and make sure you actually compare. But one of the things I will say is that a lot of the folks that I've seen on YouTube that do these gig apps, they multi-app, meaning that they'll have an app running, and then once they're in between apps, they'll turn another app on, and they'll go back and forth between the apps to increase the possibility of getting the most money that particular day. You know what I'm saying? So, but that could be kind of convoluted and complex. So I would say that if you're going to get into the gig space for like using gig apps and actually driving for these apps, make sure that you actually stick to one app first, learn that one first, right? And then, move on to the next one, right? But it makes sense as far as like you multi-app it and making sure that, you're able to receive income from multiple apps, right? Another one I've used before was called Roadie, Roadie, Roadie. And Roadie, it looks like it's an app where they only cater to like picking up items for us, like going to a Best Buy or a Walmart or something like that, or a Target, and delivering items, not food, right? That app sometimes will have you going out the way as far as like, when you try to lever mileage versus what you're going to get and how much you're going to get paid for it. It does make sense, right? So be careful with that particular app. Not saying anything bad about it, because I've used it before and actually a pretty good app. But sometimes some of the routes can be kind of ridiculous, right? CB Driver is another one. That's a pretty good app. So anyways, you can do your own research for us, like, looking up the apps and everything. So, but two of the other gig jobs that I'm going to discuss a lot more in depth is medical courier and NEMT, non-emergency medical transport. Now, what I will say is that for myself, I am going to move myself into that space. I'm going to start doing some medical courier work pretty soon here with my LLC. And then I'm going to pivot over to NEMT. So stay tuned for that. I'm definitely going to be making a whole bunch of videos when it comes to that. And medical courier seems like it's going to have a good payout as far as like a gig job. But, of course, I'm definitely going to elaborate on that more in depth once I actually get into that space. But all in all, using gig apps and actually just doing gig jobs for side jobs is one of the best ways for you to increase your income. And you need to increase your income. I'm just saying, like, it's just, there's no way getting around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a dead-end job right now where you feel like that you're too scared to move on and try to get another job, another 9 to 5, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Use your weekends, you have your weekends, and do a side job. You know what I'm saying? Increase your income. If you're a young male, you should have multiple jobs. You should be busting your tail every single day, working, getting money, getting out there, right? Because at the end of the day, it's on you to take care of yourself, and it's on you to make sure that when you have a family, you're able to take care of that family. And one of the ways for you to get yourself in the mindset as far as like being an entrepreneur is doing gig apps. It's not that hard. Like I said, I've done it before as an experiment, and it seems to me like it's really one of the best ways for you to increase your income and not having to get like 2 or 3 different 9 to 5 jobs. It just doesn't make any sense to me to do that. And increase your income, y'all. That's the phrase of the day. Increase your income, and let's make sure we get all this money we can in order to take care of ourselves and our families. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm there to keep putting you out. Live your leverage. To better yourselves. Find that fitness and folk. Triple F. I'm gone.